Just when you thought you could turn your back and walk away, the dark cloud of human indignity follows you. You have no choice but to turn and look it in the eye. It's the sex offender hit list.
Over to Georgia, the Hall County deputies are seeking the public's help trying to find a man wanted on rape and child molestation charges. Deputies say Andres Alonso Perez, a 31-year-old, is wanted on those charges, and they stem from a March 30th incident. According to the sheriff's office, Perez was last seen near Calvary Church Road. He's 5'4", kind of really short there. Weighs around 165 pounds, so he's got a beer belly. He's got black hair and brown eyes. Investigators said he has a cross tattoo on one of his shoulders and may now have a mohawk-style haircut. He may or may not also have facial hair, so try to keep that into consideration. Let's get this chomo off the streets. North Carolina. A man has been arrested after he allegedly tried to kidnap a child that he doesn't know on 2 separate occasions, according to the Burlington police. At about 6:45 p.m. on Sunday, the police responded to a report of a kidnapping at the Knights Inn on the 2100 block of Hanford Road. Officers were already in the area and they responded immediately. They spotted his vehicle driving on Hanford Road and they were able to conduct a traffic stop. And they found a 5-year-old child was in his back seat. The parent told police that the suspect, 59-year-old Israel Brian Galbraith of Georgia, had tried to take that child during a previous incident, and they didn't report it. I don't know why. The suspect and the mother and child are residents of the Knights Inn there, but police confirmed that there was no prior relationship between the suspect and the family. Galbraith was charged with 2 counts of second-degree kidnapping and 2 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and he's being held there until his next court date with no bond. Now down to Texas for this one. It's a 20-year-old chomo from Texarkana, and he's been arrested for possession of child sexual abuse material. Facebook and Instagram discovered videos of suspected child sexual abuse material had been uploaded on their platforms. The social media companies then reported the illegal posts and messages to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Texarkana Police Department said they received those tips after the IP address of the computer from which they were posted showed to be in the Texarkana area. After several weeks of investigation, police identified the chomo as Angel Hernandez, and he's been arrested and currently being held in the bi-state jail on a $100,000 bond for the charge of possession of more than or equal to 50 depictions of child sexual abuse material. Now up to Maine, where a Unity man was arrested over the weekend after being accused of sexually assaulting a child under the age of 16. For 4 years. According to the Somerset County Sheriff's Office, they began an investigation after a referral from the Department of Human and Health Services. Jesse Harvey, a 30-year-old, was arrested Saturday and charged with gross sexual assault. His bail has been set at a mere $25,000. Police say additional charges could be filed, and if they are, you can find them here first on the sex offender hit list. See ya, chomo. Now we'll head over to Illinois. A Westville man has been arrested accused of possessing child sexual abuse material. Seems to be an awful lot of that going on today. Illinois State Police Division of Criminal Investigation Zone 5 arrested 26-year-old Grant W. Pate for 11 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material, which is a Class 2 felony, as well as 11 counts of dissemination of child sexual abuse material, a Class X felony. On March 26th of this year, the Indiana State Police conducted a residential search warrant, Illinois State Police. It happened in Westville. The search warrant was in reference to the multiple cyber tips received from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children regarding such abuse material. During the execution of the search warrant, Pate was taken into custody and transported to the Vermilion County Jail, where he belongs. I mean, he already looks like a criminal. Let's head over to West Virginia. This creepy looking chomo right here. He's been arrested after the police found more than 27,000 images of child sexual abuse material in his possession. This is 41-year-old Roy Lemons, and he admitted to viewing that child sexual abuse material on the internet. The police received written consent to search his house, and they found, among other things, 184 DVDs and CD discs, many of which had handwritten titles indicating that they were that sexual abuse material. A lot of those cases were marked with CP. We all know what that stands for. Lemon admitted to finding and saving that material that he found on the internet, and that no one else occupied the room that he lived in. In addition to those CDs and DVDs, police seized multiple items: a USB drive, 2 hard drives, a spiral-bound notebook containing handwritten notes of website URLs related to child sexual abuse material, an RCA tablet, a Pavilion desktop. They took his Xbox and a couple 16 gig SD cards. After obtaining a search warrant for the devices, the police reviewed the contents of just 5 of those 184 discs and found them to contain 1,840 minutes of material depicting minors engaged in sexually explicit content. The West Virginia State Code on the filming of sexually explicit conduct of minors states that each video clip or similar recording of 5 minutes or less constitutes 75 images, and video clips or similar recordings of more than 5 minutes constitute 75 images for every 2 minutes in length that it exceeds that 5-minute mark. Using this frame of reference, the police deemed the contents of the 5 observed discs to constitute 2,600 images depicting minors engaged in sexually explicit content. It is unknown at this time how many images are actually on the rest of those discs. Roy Wayne Lemons was booked on April 9th and is being held at the TVRJ on a cash-only bond of $100,000. A Flowery Branch man was arrested Tuesday after authorities reportedly discovered he had downloaded explicit videos of children about 1 year prior. According to a press release from the Hall County Sheriff's Office, Mario Javon Lindsay, a 19-year-old, was arrested and charged with 3 felony counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. Investigators with the Sheriff's Office recently received cyber tips from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Those tips alleged that someone at a residence on Parks Road had downloaded the explicit videos of children. Those videos were downloaded between April 10th and 28th of last year. Investigators then executed a search warrant at the home on Tuesday, leading to Lindsay's arrest. Investigators also seized electronic devices belonging to Lindsay. The Sheriff's Office said additional charges are expected after forensic processing of the devices. Lindsay was being held in the Hall County Jail with no bond as of this morning. A Wayne County man was arrested for possession of nearly 300 files of child sexual abuse material. The Wayne County District Attorney's Office announced the arrest of Ethan L. Maines, a 26-year-old of Lake Township, for 10 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material, as well as 1 count of criminal use to use a communication facility. On Monday, members of the Wayne County Detectives Pennsylvania State Police Northeast Computer Crimes Task Force, as well as the Pennsylvania Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force, served a search warrant at Maine's residence. And as a result of that search, electronic devices were seized and forensic examiners recovered evidence of approximately 180 more files of child sexual abuse material on an external hard drive. Maines was taken into custody at his place of employment, how embarrassing, and jailed at the Wayne County Correctional Facility on $100,000 bail. See ya, Chomo. Dayton, Nevada. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office arrested a Dayton man Monday on 3 counts of sexual assault of a child younger than 14. Rafael Munoz Ramos, a 52-year-old, was being held Thursday afternoon in the Lyon County Jail on $300,000 bail. The investigation continues, and anyone with any information is asked to contact the Sheriff's Office there in Dayton. North Carolina, 66-year-old Carl David Holt of Stanley now faces additional child sexual assault charges. He was initially arrested in February of this year. Holt was charged following an investigation that began in October of last year after the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office reported a report regarding possible child abuse. The investigation uncovered allegations of child sexual abuse. Detectives obtained a search warrant and seized a cell phone belonging to Holt. And during a forensic download of the device, Holt was found to be in possession of child sexual abuse material. He was charged with 2 counts each of statutory sexual offense and second-degree exploitation of a child, along with 1 count of third-degree exploitation of a child. At the time of his initial arrest in February, Holt was charged with 4 counts of indecent liberties with a child and 2 counts of statutory sex offense. The victims were known to Holt and were juveniles at the time of the incidents. Holt is being held in the Marvin A. Krause Detention Center under a $150,000 secured bond. He will appear in Lincoln County District Court on April 30th. See ya, Chomo.
Hi, Mr. Fritz.
Hey, Kelly. Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming over.
Nice to see you too. Always happy to help out with Aiden.
1 in 5 children is sexually abused before they turn 18.
Aiden, come say hi to Kelly.
Do you know the signs?
What are you doing?
Learn more about the risks of child sexual abuse at sapria.org.